Hello, and welcome to this edition of Canton Contact. I'm your host, Peg Stevens. My first guests today are here to give us some important information regarding the proposed road millage to help Canton residents decide when they head to the polls on August 7th. Here with the details is Canton Supervisor Pat Williams, along with Municipal Services Director Tim Foss. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thanks, Peg.
How you doing?
Great, thank you. I understand that Canton residents have a very important decision to make regarding the roads millage on August 7th. Supervisor Williams, why don't you start by telling us how much is the millage and how long will it last?
We are proposing a 1.45 mils, which will raise approximately 5.5 million over a 20-year period.
And how will these funds be used?
100% will be dedicated to roads projects within the community.
Oh, I see. And will the funds be used for anything else?
Well, there is an opportunity that if we're doing a roads project, say on a county road where there's a sidewalk gap or sidewalk repairs needed, we will include that in the project, but again, the projects will all be dedicated to the roads and only can be legally spent on roads projects.
So legally on roads projects?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So many people are wondering why Canton doesn't spend less money on recreational amenities and more on its roads. How would you address this concern?
Well, it really boils down to a community priority in terms of Canton Township has been, and for decades and continues to be, a very desirable location to live, work, and play. And part of that is the quality of life opportunities that we provide to our residents, such as the summit, the park systems, the golf courses. Even though it's not a Canton operation, our local airport at Metatol is a popular draw in addition to having incredible school districts. With that being said, we want to make sure that we invest properly in all of our quality of life opportunities. Roads historically has been the responsibility of state funding that flows through the county and has not traditionally been a Canton priority. Although we have on occasion used general fund dollars to match for specific roads projects when we can incentivize projects to be done within our community. But we traditionally don't earmark funds for roads. So hopefully I've answered your question.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, Director Foss, how are Canton roads currently funded?
So there's two sources of money that flows, as Pat mentioned, into one of either the county coffers or the state coffers. The state collects fuel tax on every gallon of gasoline that are purchased. In addition, as you know, when you register your vehicle each year, you pay a registration fee to the state of Michigan. So those are the two sources of state money that go towards maintenance of the roads and for a small degree of improvements. Rehabilitation and kind of larger maintenance projects are funded by the county and by the state out of those funds. The second source of money comes from the federal fuel tax, which again we also pay when we buy a gallon of gas. Those monies, just like the state fuel tax and registration fees, flow back to the counties and to the cities across the state of Michigan for actual repair of the roads. So those are the two primary sources of money for roads.
I see. Now, will the millage cover all of the costs for maintaining, improving, and reconstructing the roads?
It will not. So the focus of the program would be to split or allocate the money 15% towards state roads, 55% towards the county primary roads. Those are your major roads like Canton Center, Cherry Hill, Lilly, etc. And then 30% of the money towards local county subdivision roads. That's how we're proposing over the 20-year period to strategically invest the money. There'll be, variances from that year to year made in order to line up funding with various projects, but that's the kind of ultimate end goal for investment in the program.
Now, what is the difference between a local private road and a local subdivision road?
Right. So in Canton Township, as you know, there are a lot of roads. Approximately 30% of the total road network is privately owned. and those are roads that exist in condominium developments, also site condominium developments, which look a lot like a traditional platted subdivision, but the difference is in condominiums and in site condominiums, the local homeowners or property owners actually own those roads. So while the developer constructed those roads initially, just like they did in a traditional county subdivision, the long-term maintenance and replacement of those roads is the responsibility of those privately owned condominiums. Subdivision roads, on the other hand, while constructed by developers, are turned over at the end of the development process to the county for long-term maintenance and repair.
So there is an important distinction between the two.
Yes, indeed.
Now, how will Canton determine what roads need improvement if the millage is passed?
So we have just recently in May contracted with an outside engineering firm to conduct what's called a PASER evaluation. And PASER stands for the Pavement System Evaluation Rating System. And it's a numerical way to do a windshield survey of every road in the community and assign it a value. So the lowest value it can be assigned is a 1, the highest value it can be assigned is a 10. And then as the road degrades over time with age, it drops from 10 when it's new down to 1 when it's literally irreparable at that point. So we have contracted with this engineering firm to complete that study, and we received it a couple of weeks ago. And it indicates that the overall condition rating for Canton roads is 5.3 out of 10. So we're at a critical point, and we're going to use that PASER data, that engineering data, in order to make recommendations on rehabilitation and repair of the road network over the next 20 years if this millage passes.
It sounds like it's going to be an important resource to make those determinations.
It is, and it is the system that the state of Michigan uses in order to assess the condition of roads. If you do receive what's called Public Act 51 money, which is those gas tax and registration money that I had mentioned earlier coming from the state of Michigan, then you're required to actually do the PASER rating. So it is the benchmark that communities use and are required to use in order to evaluate the condition of their roads.
I see. Now, one of the questions that I've been asked a lot is, will this millage help Ford Road?
Absolutely. I'll take this one, Tim, if you don't mind. Tim and his team laid the foundation in negotiations and discussions with MDOT, the state of Michigan road entity, and MDOT has committed to Canton Township in writing that if the millage passes, they will lay down a boulevard on Ford Road, which will basically run from 275 to Canton Center. Will it extend further to the east from 275?
It's basically from the southbound I-275 off ramp to roughly where Myers is on Ford Road.
And as long as I've been involved in Canton government, which is, I'm now going on my 10th year here, is Ford Road has been identified as one of the most dangerous intersections in the state of Michigan. We've ranked anywhere from number 1 through 12 throughout the state as having the most dangerous intersection. And this is an opportunity if we install a boulevard, what we'll be doing is eliminating left-hand turns for the most part, which is the number 1 source of the accidents in the community. And there have been projections done by the MDOT engineering team a few years ago that stated we would have an actual reduction in accidents of 35% and a potential savings of $4 million for residents having to repair their vehicles. So it's an opportunity to do great things with Ford Road.
Absolutely. Now, we're almost out of time, so where can folks get more information about the road millage?
They can go to the township website, which is www.canton-mi.org/roads. It's also right on the front of our main website page. And then also look for your July Focus newsletter. It had a lot of information. It was dedicated solely to help inform residents, ultimately voters that are going to, cast their votes on August the 7th.
Excellent. And isn't that the goal? You want voters to be informed before they make this important decision?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and helping us clarify this important issue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peg.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact.
Family Movie Campout is back, featuring Moana, rated PG. Families are invited to set up tents around North Heritage Park and enjoy a movie at dusk. There will be plenty to do before the movie, including games, activities, and entertainment for the entire family beginning at 6 p.m. The event theme will be Hawaiian, so come dressed in your best Hawaiian outfit and decorate your campsite. Sweetwater Coffee will also be selling breakfast on Saturday morning. $21 for overnight camping and just $6 for wristbands for the evening activities. All ages welcome, so come out and have a great evening with the family. And if you need more information about this event or others, be sure to visit cantonfund.org or call 394-5460.
Welcome back to Canton Contact. My next guest is here to tell us about a very special fundraiser that's set to take place in Heritage Park that will benefit the Wounded Warrior Project. Here to fill us in on all the details is event organizer and owner of Old Glory Flag and Flagpoles of Canton, Jane Keenan. Jane, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Peg. It's good to be here.
I understand that you are organizing a very special fundraising event. Can you describe what sort of event you're hosting this year?
We are. This is our 5th year to fundraise for the Wounded Warrior Project. It started off as a golf event, which it still is, and that's where most of the funds are raised. It's a very successful outing. But about 3 years ago, we added a second part to it, and that is the yoga event, which is on the following day, on July 28th. And this whole thing got started because we met a young man from the Wounded Warrior Project in Jacksonville, Florida, who was a double amputee. He lost both of his legs in Iraq, and after we got to know him and talk with him at length, we found out that he is a yoga teacher, and he credits his recovery
yes,
exactly to yoga, and he travels the world to get that message out to as many veterans as possible. And his name is Dan Nevins. He's a retired U.S. Army sergeant, and he's an expert yoga instructor, and he teaches and practices yoga on prosthetics. Sometimes he takes them off, it just depends, but he comes out and he helps with our golf event, but his main thrust is to get people out to this yoga experience. And this year, we are remembering a friend of ours who passed away. She was a big supporter of this event, and she was a big supporter of the Wounded Warrior Project. Her name was Lynn Bentley, and we're remembering her on that day. And the event is the Lynn M. Bentley Memorial Walk, Talk, Yoga event at Heritage Park at the amphitheater. So we'll walk around the pond, get limbered up, and then we will all partake in the class. And Dan weaves his life story into the class instruction, which is incredibly inspiring.
Absolutely.
I get the goosebumps talking about it. I've heard it, but every time he tells us his story, we hear something else. And he does that, and we'd like to just emphasize, to folks that hear this message today or see the advertisements, that if yoga is not what you're used to doing or you're not interested in it for whatever reason, that's fine. But just to come out and listen to his message is worth the price of admission. No one will walk away disappointed. He's an incredible individual and very
Absolutely.
inspiring.
Now, when is this year's event taking place?
The event, the golf event is July 27th on Friday at the Polo Fields, Washtenaw Golf and Country Club Polo Fields. That's a sold-out event. The yoga event is the next day on Saturday, July the 28th. It's at 9 a.m. and it takes place here at Canton's beautiful Heritage Park at the amphitheater.
And it is outside.
It will be outside. We've had a couple of close calls the last few years, but we were able to take cover, and no real issue, but there is a backup plan, I believe, for the
Summit on the Park
the
inside,
summit,
yes.
correct.
But we're hoping for sunny blue skies.
That's right.
Excellent. Now, this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
So in terms of the registration fee, so that it all goes to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes, all of the proceeds. There's very little overhead for the yoga event, very little. So most all of the proceeds will go to the Wounded Warrior Project. The registration is open now. It's $20 right now. I believe that increases as the event draws near, the week of the event. But the early bird is $20, and there is no cost to veterans. Veterans are free across the board. So if someone hears or sees the promotion of the event and knows a veteran that they think would benefit from Dan's inspirational message and life experiences and how he credits this yoga to helping his PTSD and really to saving his life. If there's anyone out there, if we could reach one person that day, we would feel great about that. But our goal this year is to really, really push to get veterans to attend.
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity for them.
Yes.
Now, registration right now is open, you said, and how do folks register?
Okay, so they can register at the summit at the front desk. They can pay there with cash, check, credit card, or they can go online to the ActiveNet. ActiveNet. Active?
Yes, but even easier is cantonfund.org.
Okay,
And then
search for Nevins.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really the easiest way, and then they'll be all set up.
Excellent. And Nevins is spelled Nevins.
Yes,
so
that's
they just
correct.
have to search for that, and
Yes.
the event will pop up.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So then, if folks don't pre-register, can they register on site?
Yes, they can. I believe the walk-up registration will be $30 that day. And again, all proceeds go to the Wounded Warrior Project. But the early bird is $20 right now, and we've had a really great response so far. But we're looking to get as many folks out there that day as possible.
Absolutely. And you did change the event a little bit this year, so you added the scenic walk. So,
Yes.
So again, if you could just describe the event, especially for folks out there who may not be too yoga savvy.
Right. So we were looking for ways to jazz it up, just to maybe appeal to folks that might not do yoga but were curious and wanted to come out anyway. So we added a 1 mile walk around the pond that will commence as people start arriving. So it will be an ongoing walk, leisurely, and if folks choose. It's certainly not required of anyone, but that will be going on while we're registering everyone. And then once that all winds down, we'll hand it over to Dan, and the yoga will begin. And that's, again, it's a little bit unconventional in terms of a yoga class because he talks through the whole class, and he really, he really gives an amazing presentation. So for a long time, maybe the first half of the class, we're sitting and listening, but then without any warning, he just gets us right into the yoga poses, and he keeps on talking and inspiring us through his experiences. And it's the type of, his whole platform is to invite a vet to yoga, for any one of us to invite a vet to yoga, because you just might save their life.
Absolutely.
And he feels so strongly. Again, like I said, he travels the world with that message, literally, all over the world.
And it is a very powerful message.
It is.
As well. And again, this is a very inspiring event. For the folks at home who maybe, might be intimidated, what words can you say to motivate them to come out and hear this wonderful speaker in this unique opportunity?
I would say, you may not ever get a chance to meet someone like this man. And after knowing him now for 3 or 4 years, I feel really good about saying that. He's a remarkable individual. And he really speaks to everyone. It doesn't matter that he was an Army guy, an Army sergeant, this veteran. I really don't know how many years he served. I think it may have been 10 before his injury. But all of that's his background. But he will find a way to apply what he's experienced to every single person in that room, or in the park rather. He speaks to everyone. And if it's just to come out and listen to him, bring your lawn chair, bring your AM beverage of choice, your coffee, whatever, and just sit back and relax and just soak it in, because it's really
a special opportunity.
Incredibly special.
It has to be inspired. Well, Jane, we are out of time, but thank you so much for stopping by and telling us about this wonderful opportunity.
It was great to be here. Thanks for having me, Peg.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact.
Canton Public Safety encourages you to stay informed by receiving Nixle alerts. Simply text your zip code to 888-777 to receive important advisories, community updates, and official information directly from the Canton Police Department. We believe that an informed and engaged community is a strong community, so sign up for Nixle today.
Canton is hosting its annual Summer Games, Monday, August 20th through Friday, August 24th. With over 15 events including golf, pickleball, tennis, euchre, Wii bowling, field events, and more. Events will take place throughout Canton at Pheasant Run, The Summit, Freedom, and Griffin Parks. The event is open to residents and non-residents ages 55 and older. Friday, August 10th is the last day to register. For more information, call 734-394-5485.
Welcome back to Canton Contact. My next guest is here to give us an update on the Canton Senior Games, which are headed to our community this August. Here with all of the exciting details is Adult Services Specialist Stephanie Diego. Stephanie, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Peg. Thanks for having me.
I understand that you're putting the final preparations together for this year's Canton Senior Games. What do you have planned for us this year?
Yeah, so this is our 3rd year we're going to be doing it, so we're super excited again. We'll be keeping some of the same activities that we had last year and adding some new ones. So this year our games are going to kick off on August 20th and run into the 24th. And we're going to be starting with our tennis tournament. And then another big event that happens is on the 21st of August, we have our golf tournament, which we have over 100 people attend. So we're hoping for the same turnout this year, but we're really excited for that. The rest of the week we follow with some other games, activities we have, pickleball tournaments, mahjong tournaments, outdoor sports games. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, it definitely sounds like it. So how many events are you putting on this year?
Yep, we have 18 in total. So depending on attendance and registration, if all 18 run, that will be a record this year. Last year we ran 15 of them.
Excellent.
So we're really excited. People can find a full list of activities that are being offered for the games on our website, on our Facebook group, and in our building.
Oh, great. And who can participate in the Canton Senior Games?
So there's one big requirement. You have to be age 55 and over. But other than that, non-residents, residents, they both can compete. We have a lot of people coming from different areas. We have a lot of Canton people also participating in this event. So we're open to everyone.
Oh, great. So again, just to clarify, you don't need to be just a Canton resident. The surrounding,
We've had
communities
people
can-
from Plymouth, Westland, Livonia all participate in the past years, and we hope to see more this year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Now, if there's someone at home who maybe hasn't participated and would like to kind of dip their toe in the water, what would be a good first-time event to participate in?
Yeah, if you're more of a card player, more sedentary activities, you could definitely play cards, euchre, pinochle, those sort of things. If you want to even try some sports, I say everybody can try it. No experience necessary. Come out, throw a football. Come out, throw a baseball. We have lawn darts this year, which is new. We've had people that have never taken a fitness class before or done sports in their youth come out and participate and actually win medals. So I would say, hey, come on out, bring some sunscreen and some water and enjoy.
Oh, it sounds like a great opportunity.
Yes.
Now, how do folks go about registering?
Yep. So they could go online at cantonfund.org and they would go into the Club 55 webpage and they would find all of our information there on the front page. You can also call us at the Club 55 desk and then also stop in. So either way, people could register over the phone, online, or in person. If our desk is closed after 4:30, you're welcome to register at the Summit front desk.
Oh, good to know.
We have all the information.
Sounds like you make it very easy.
Yes, we try.
Now, is there a registration cutoff date?
Yes, you do have to register by August 10th because for certain activities like our card tournaments and that sort of thing, we need to set teams up.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And regarding the golf, do you need to come as a duo or a foursome, or can you just come as a solo person? How does that work?
Great question. For any of our team events, you could come as a single, doubles, or quadruple would be the 4-person for the golf. If you don't have anybody, what we do is we just place you on a team. So we have a couple people waiting to be placed on a team. And actually last year, one of the teams that ran 3rd place was all singles, and they all met each other and had a great day in the golf course.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, time is running so quickly for us. I know you have some other events that are happening at Club 55. Yes. I know you have a teen or a tech tips with teens coming up. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that is July 19th, and what that is a free event, and we partner with the Block Teen and Youth Center. And it's basically one-on-one working on your iPhones or on the computer. So we booked the library, the Canton Public Library, to have some access to some computers. But this is our 2nd time doing it, and we found that a lot of our seniors really like the help. So anywhere from learning how to turn on your smartphone to setting up a Facebook page to, putting contacts in your phone. It was a great event. So both the teens get something out of it and our older adults.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is there a fee for that?
No, that one's free, and it's at 10:30 on July 19th.
Excellent.
But they do have to register in advance because we only have 10 spots.
Okay, so if there are any seniors out here who maybe have thought about starting a Facebook page and couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, or
they
trying to get their
assistance?
emails on phones, or even just trying to access email, we could definitely help with that. The youth are very smart.
Absolutely. Well, we just have 1 minute left, but I know you have some trips that you wanted to tease. What can you tell us to look forward to?
What we are going to be doing is we offer our trips through Custom Holidays and Travel Treasures as well, but we are also going to utilize the township vans and do some half-day trips. So we have a neat one going to the Dawson Museum, the Great Lakes Museum on Belle Isle Island. That one's going to be August 15th. We're also doing a Detroit Zoo trip on September 6th. And we also have some other trips planned in between. Some of them are going downtown Detroit to see some hidden gems, like the Pony Ride Tour, which is basically a warehouse where different companies are in there. And they create watches, they have artwork, they do a number of different things. And the Parade Company. We're going to go see them in November.
How exciting. Lots of great things happening over at Canton Club 55.
Yes, tons of things.
And if folks want information, it's...
Yep, they can visit us online, or they can go and stop in anytime. We're here 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday, at the Club 55 desk in Summit at the Park, or they could give us a phone call.
Excellent. Stephanie, thank you so much for stopping by and telling us what's happening over at the Canton Club 55.
All right, thanks for having me, Peg.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on Canton Contact.